Hey guys, welcome to Euroleague Fantasy Talks. In this episode, we'll talk about the official Euroleague Fantasy Challenge and our preparation for round 13. But we can also start by checking quick how we did in round 12. We got almost 126 fantasy points and we increased our budget by 1.3 credit. Overall, I'm happy with my team's performance. What costed me the most is Nigel Hayes-Davis selecting as a captain, and also Carson Edwards -2 because it was too good of a defense from Crvena Zvezda. We really focused on defending him, and that's why he ended up with -2. He only made 1 out of 8 shots. He didn't really had any uncontested shots. And when it comes to Hayes-Davis and Guduric, it seems that my Fenerbahce strategy is falling apart because with Baldwin is back and we don't have same role on offense as with Baldwin has to take so many shots. Only Shanley did all right, and we will keep him. But I will actually trade out Nigel Hayes-Davis and Guduric. Otherwise, Rokas Jokubaitis had his career game in the Euroleague, and Petrushev had another great game. So let's go and make those trades now. So as I said, due to with Baldwin back, I am trading out Guduric and Nigel Hayes-Davis. And the third player I will trade out is Geoffrey Laverne, even if he's the leader of his team, but I simply don't want to risk him playing against Walter Tavares. The size and the physicality. I don't think it will be easy for Laverne to score points or even get too many rebounds, so I definitely will not risk that. And for my coach, I will also trade out Katash, and I will get Luka Banki, of course. Banki is playing at home, and we were actually in the last 3 games, we only lost by few points, and it was decent teams that we lost to, but we were really close. It was Panathinaikos, Fenerbahce, and Paris who are leading the standings at the moment. Now Virtus are playing at home, and they will play against Berlin, so I'm rather confident when picking Banki. And for my center, I will pick Ante Žižić from Virtus Bologna. The thing with Žižić is that we're playing against Alba Berlin, but he proved already that he can play good against teams that don't have strong centers. For example, against Fenerbahce he got 22 and against Maccabi Tel Aviv 26 fantasy points. And Alba Berlin is another team that don't have a great defensive center. So now I expect the same for Žižić against Alba Berlin, and actually the next game after that in the double week he'll play against Crvena Zvezda, who also don't have a strong center, unless of course Joel Bolomboy would get back from injury, but we might keep him for more rounds, so let's see. And for more forward, I will get the Mr. MVP, Sasha Vezenkov. Vezenkov is already back after injury. He played in the domestic league in Greece. So I simply have to pick the most reliable, high-scoring player in the whole fantasy. Just in case you didn't know that he is already back, I'm definitely picking him. And for my guard, I will get Nicolo Magnan from Emporia Milano. At least while Bolmaro is injured, Magnan is the starting 5 for Milan team. And in his first 5 EuroLeague games, he's already averaging 5.8 assists per game, which is the 4th best average in the whole EuroLeague at the moment. And also he just reduced his price playing against Fenerbahce, because Fenerbahce are one of the best in defense. So a lot of players have worse performance against them. So now we can get him with a discount for only 8.7 credits, as he should continue to climb with getting the main point guard role in this team. I'll go with the formation of 1 center, 1 forward, and 3 guards because we're all playing on turn 1. And I have Vezenkov, Magnan, and Petrushev and Žižić playing on turn 2, so that's a very good balance. And I will go with Edwards as my captain. I will give him another chance. Otherwise, I have Vezenkov for the second day to go as my captain. So that will be my team for round 13. And other players that I was considering and I can recommend for round 13 was Nikola Milutinov, who is playing against Monaco team. And I don't think that Monaco team have anyone to stop Milutinov, because we don't have really strong centers. We have a tall center in Papagiannis, but he's not really that physical. So therefore, Milutinov should have a feast in Monaco, especially while their third center, Moses Wright, is injured. Should get a good bunch of minutes as usual. And another player I was considering was also Walter Tavares, who is playing against Aswell, and same case as in Milutinov's. Really, I don't think Aswell can defend against Tavares. That's why I treated out Laverne. And he should have a great game, even if it's an away game. Now he seems to be in a good shape, unless he would be rotated by the coach because of the double week, but Aswell cannot defend. That's why he can have another fire game. We always want to have players that can overcome their price. In forward position, I was considering also Tornike Shengelia, who will play against Alba Berlin, and he's one of the few leaders of his team. And he doesn't have too good of the performances lately, but maybe because he was also in the national break with Georgia. But against Alba Berlin, with his passing abilities and overall skill, he definitely can have a monster game against Alba. And another forward that I considered was Super Mario Hezonja. He's playing against Asvel, so of course we want to have players playing against such teams that don't have too much power in defense. Hezonja together with Campazzo share the highest amount of minutes average per game, and also he's just behind Campazzo in points per game average. They're both close to 14 points per game. Lately he's been getting in a better shape, that's why he can get hot and get a monster game. So for 12.8, definitely a good price to get a player that can score 20 or more fantasy points. And for my guards, I was also choosing between Rodrigo Boboa, who is simply the veteran player that the coach can trust, and he's been showing that while Shane Larkin is injured. Of course, if Shane Larkin would play, depends how much he would play. But it's a double week, so everyone will get the rotations. And now that he has the coach's trust, he can simply generate fantasy points by scoring because he's a quite good shooter. And also, I think Rodrigo Boboa is a safe pick for only 8.8 credits. He can definitely overcome his price. I was also considering Juan Nunez from Barcelona because Dario Brazil is injured, so now he will get even more minutes. Probably Damasar will get also more minutes, and Damasar is a filler for 4 credits, so also I can recommend to consider him if you need fillers in guard position. He doesn't have a good 3-point shot, but otherwise he can deliver some assists, as we can see here. If he wouldn't have fallen out in Real Madrid, he would have had even more fantasy points and more minutes, of course. So I think it's a good pick in potential that has potential now. With Dario Brazil's injury, he can get even more minutes. Also, I forgot to mention that my other team also got similar amount of points, around 130. That was mostly because we got minus with the coach Trinchieri. Otherwise, it could have done better, but we might check it some other time because I'm recording quite late. For more content on EuroLeague Fantasy, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.